eggs. I
Well,
don't know if that's considered healthy.
I think that food is good for you, and there's a lot of nutrients in that. But I mean, I know this is a bit of a cultural difference, like here, because different countries might eat like certain foods more often and stuff. I think in this country we try to like make sure we get all the food groups like fruits, vegetables, grains, meat, like dairy. So I'm just, do you think you get like all those
I mean, I
areas?
eat a banana when I can. I don't eat cheese because I'm actually lactose intolerant. Or so milk is a no. Yeah. I mean, sometimes our neighbors will bring us some food. Like they'll cook something and we won't say no, so we'll eat
Okay.
that.
Okay.
If there's ever free food at school, I'll get food there. Yeah.
So it sounds like money is a decent issue.
Yes. Always has been.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you spend a lot of money?
Mm, not really. I mean, most of it goes to paying like our rent, groceries, whatever we can get, um, like utilities, um, like school supplies for my brother, like clothes. So it's not like we're spending on anything that's not what we need, like our phone bills. It's just all on bills and like essential needs.
Okay.
Hmm.
Huh. Well, I hope that you're able to find a way to be able to be, financially, I guess, secure.
Hmm.
Um, what I'm hearing is that you're not that you're like in a terrible spot, but like you're not necessarily in a great spot because you're.
I mean, I think we're like considered low income if
Okay.
like that's how it's said around here. I think.
Okay. Do you get scholarships for your schooling?
No, I don't. No, I don't. You don't get financial aid if you're undocumented, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there were some programs that helped you, but I had to clarify.
No, I guess it just depends on where you live and what resources are in the community, but in this area, there's not much support, I would say. Or not that I know of, at least.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I've asked you some questions, so I feel like I've gotten more understanding of who you are and
Mm-hmm.
where you are in your life and kind of the supports you have. That like your mom can be a supportive person, but she also is trying to get things done.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about your brother real quick.
Okay.
Do you feel like he is supportive to you?
Yeah, I think out of everyone in the house, he's the one that checks in the most, but he's also like a teenager and like just wants to spend time with his friends, and he's like trying to like acclimate or assimilate more with like American culture, and so I feel like he's kind of like slowly distancing himself a bit more.
Okay, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I would say I'm worried because we don't really know what he's getting up to. Slash, I guess I'm like, well, yeah, I've told him this, but I'm kind of annoyed that like he wants to assimilate because it seems like he's not proud of where he's from, and so, and also like he just needs to be careful because like if he gets in trouble, like then we're all in trouble. So I have a lot of feelings about that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like he's still a person you care about a
Oh
lot.
yeah, he's my little brother. Mm-hmm.
It's great that you really, invested in his life.
Yeah, I mean we came all the way here, so we are very invested.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's back up again. Since
Okay.
I was trying to do that before, but I want to ask about your brother. What do you think would be uh, the best use of this time today?
I guess just figuring out like how I can, I guess one, feel better about myself and my situation. How to find like, I guess how to think long term, because I don't see, I guess, a future here in this country with the way everything's going right now in regards to like citizenship.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just like, I think I feel down because I just don't see any hope or like what's the word, stability in this country at all in any way. I feel like things are really intense and there's a lot of like targeting going on, and so we're yeah.
Did you want to come to this country?
I mean, yes and no. I think it was mostly my mom who wanted to come, and for like my younger brother, so he could get a better education, and then I didn't want to be alone back home, so I said yes. Everyone always talks about how this place is so great, so I was like, okay, like let's check it out. Mm-hmm. It seemed good in the beginning, but now I'm not sure.
Which would you like to tackle first? Your feelings about like yourself or your situation?
So myself or my situation. I guess myself, because I can't really change my situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you?
Myself.
Okay. I feel like that was something we haven't talked about too much so far. Because we talked more about your situation.
Oh, I haven't talked about myself?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like I've been talking a lot about myself.
Well, I mean, you've been talking about your life, but...
Yeah, that's true.
How do you feel about yourself?
Can you make it more specific?
Well, I mean, like, do you view yourself as valuable, you know, accomplished, successful?
I would say no to all of those. I don't feel like I'm successful. I don't feel like I've accomplished much here. I don't feel like, I don't feel like we're valued, or I'm valued in this country, or where I am. Yeah.
That sounds. Sorry to hear that. That does sound like. That sounds hard.
It is. Yeah. I mean, you hear like all these messages all the time about how, like, I'm just thinking about what, I know my mom always makes fun of this, but like when our president was saying like, you know, people come here and they're rapists and murderers, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, I didn't like hearing that either.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, you know. We're like labeled as bad people, and I'm not even from Mexico. But I know it's like a thing that we're targeted on.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so it doesn't, when you hear that constantly, you know, eventually you start to internalize it.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, that's terrible that he's saying that. But let's back up again. I said I'm sorry to hear that stuff, but you feel that way about yourself. But, like, what tells you that's true? Because I know that you had, you know, succeeded in various ways, and you were doing well, you know, before this year, and you're still doing some things well this year. But even before, you were managing school, work, and you're fitting everything in, and you were succeeding in classes from a different country, right? That's obviously quite a success.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never really thought of that as successful. I don't know, I feel like we always, like at least in school, we hear things of success being like you got your degree and you're getting straight A's and you are, I don't know, able to manage it all and you're still happy. Like, I don't know, that's what I think of as successful. And I guess I wasn't fulfilling that mold or image. Or like wealth meant success, and I'm like, I'm not wealthy, so.
Well, that definitely is one that is not necessarily accurate, right? I mean, you didn't come from this country, so.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I just haven't like thought about what success means for me, or I guess like what I can what I can achieve with the resources and limitations that I have to face.
What would success mean for you?
I haven't thought about that yet, so I'm not sure.
I mean, it's something to think about.
It is, yeah. I mean, I guess I've never seen like successful people in my life, so I guess I don't know what that looks like.
Well, would you say your mom's a success?
I mean, I think in some ways, yes. Like she was able to come to a new country with her children and like find a job, even though I know that's really hard. So I guess in that sense, like yeah, she's been successful. But I guess once you succeed with one goal, like how do you become successful in another thing? You know? Or I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, no one's going to be successful at everything, right? You're kind of saying like, oh, I don't think I understand exactly what you're saying. Could you clarify that some more?
Yeah. I mean, I think in her own ways, maybe she is successful because she was able to like do a lot without like with very, very, very like harsh limitations. But I guess if I asked her that if she thought she was successful, I'm not too sure she would say she was either. I don't know.
Well, it's success, coming to a new country and making it, right?
I guess, yeah, we have to like redefine what success means for us, I think.
Okay. It sounds like you guys are being sort of hard on yourselves.
I don't know, maybe. I guess it's just us, so we don't really know what else to like compare it with, you know?
Well, I mean, first of all, you don't necessarily have to compare to other people because that's not going to make people happier, right? Because there's always going to be someone who is better in some way or more talented, right, or has more money. So comparison can, kill joy. And second, even if you do compare, well, you guys have overcome more obstacles, right? So you came to a different country. So if you're comparing yourselves to people in this country, of course it's going to be
a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess then I have been able to succeed in some ways, but like now I want to continue succeeding and I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
See, you succeed in some ways.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, you said you don't know how to keep succeeding, but
yeah, I guess like I feel like it's like once you have set the goal, so our first goal was coming to this country. We did that, right? Check. The second one was finding a job. We found a job. The third one would be going to school, which my brother and I are doing. So it's like we've completed these things on our list, but it's like how do we come up with other goals or like finish school amidst everything that's going on? Like because I'm not done with school yet and I'm not doing well, I feel like I'm not succeeding. Like that's why I'm not sure. I didn't know how to answer that.
Okay. Okay, what I'm hearing is that like you're on this path and you're not at the end of it, and you're saying, oh, because I'm not at the end of it, I haven't succeeded yet. But until some stuff at the moment, you've been on the path to success, right?
Yeah, I think I'm on the path, but I'm not where I want to be yet. Or I guess I'm not happy with where I'm at in regards to myself with grades and just how I'm feeling.
Tell me more about that. About well, I understand your grades, but like, what would it look like if you were happy with yourself right now?
I mean, I guess I wouldn't struggle to get out of bed. Like, I would find more joy in doing the things that I am doing, and probably
Well, I was like toxic.
more willing to like create friendships with people or like talk to people and not just keep to myself all the time. I assume laughing more, just like smiling more.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I gotta ask this question then. Have you ever considered that you might like have some kind of depression?
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm not saying like, oh, you have this, you know what I mean? But like you said, you hadn't seen a doctor,
Mhm.
and I didn't quite pick up on this in the last session, but you did say you were struggling to get out of bed and everything, and
Mhm.
like that is a symptom of, you know, like one of the symptoms of depression is struggling to get out of bed,
Mhm.
and it sounds like various events in your life have kind of made you a little bit more,
Mhm.
or less happy about, insecure about things going on. And I'm just curious if like you've been on this path, and just until now, like you were almost going to complete it, and it was a hard path because you went to another country and didn't have all the money, and you still been succeeding, getting grades, helping your mom, and you could keep doing that. But it sounds like at the moment you're in a little bit of a negative phase. Would that be fair?
Yeah, in a rut.
Okay.
Mhm. I think that's fair.
How would you feel about like looking into treatment for depression?
I'm not sure how I feel, to be quite honest. Like, I'm just, how much is this gonna cost? Like,
Uh-huh.
What is my mom gonna say about this? Like, I don't know. I have to think about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna encourage you to like keep thinking about like taking care of yourself as much as you can. I mean, I know that your finances aren't like perfect. I don't know exactly what everything looks like, but I've heard you mention, first of all, that you hadn't seen a doctor, and I've also heard you say some symptoms that could be related to depression, which it might make sense to me if that had knocked you out or like kept you. So I don't know exactly what that might look like, but I want you to feel like you can take care of yourself as well as you can.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, I guess I'll work. So you want me to work on taking care of myself?
Well, I mean, I want you to live your best life, whatever that is, and I think that like those resources, like seeing a doctor, and they might talk about that too, or like
Yeah.
I don't know, psychiatrist might be expensive or something, so maybe the doctor could talk about that as well. But
Do you know where we can find these resources?
well, I'm sure there are places to call where you could like you try and get a prescription from like probably your college's like health services or from a doctor.
I haven't asked.
Okay.
Also, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it has to be a school, like, therapist or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I don't know if I need insurance or if they have anything for people who don't have insurance. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah, that is challenging, and I'm not a person who can prescribe stuff. And I also don't know, like, for certain that you'd want that, but it's just, that's why I've heard you say might be, a good thing to think about, like, either, getting a prescription or, like, continuing to work on, like, that with, like, counseling and therapy, which is, like, what we're working on. But is there anything else you want to talk about before we finish session?
No. I guess I just want to figure out what I need to do for the next session, or if there's anything I need to do.
What do you think you should do?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't want to tell you what to do, but like I said, I think...
Maybe just, you said, like, find ways to take care of myself, so...
Yeah.
Maybe spend more time figuring out what I like, or more reasons to get out of bed.
Do you have any hobbies?
Do I have hobbies? I mean, I like watching TV. Sometimes I like cooking.
Okay. Have you been able to do those things?
Not really, no.
Okay. Because you've been busy?
Yeah, and I just haven't really had any energy.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that more next section, your hobbies, because I think that's important too. But
Okay.
like I said, I want you to consider, trying to get yourself looked at physically and mentally, and I also think, prioritizing yourself and care would be a good thing for you.
Okay.
But it's up to you what you think is best with everything and money. But thanks for
Okay.
coming in, Tanya.
Thank you.
Good luck with school.
Thanks.